Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys, Joe, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash with our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how are you doing, my man? Yeah, he's got the guns out. Yeah, always out, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing well, Marcus. I'm doing well, man. I'm getting ready, getting prepared. It's been a very busy day. We got this big event happening tomorrow for our big dynasty celebration of NFL players here in the state of Kentucky. So I'm over here lit, man. It's going to be a great event tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of guys that that's going to come out and enjoy this thing. And so then we get in on Friday. Friday is our huge event. It is the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And so guys getting in, obviously, is we're getting our guy, Jim Doopoulos. He's getting in.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting inducted. Then we're going to have Michael Bush. Michael Bush was running back.
Oh, hell yeah. With the Raiders at Louisville, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. And then
badass, man.
Yeah, then Danny Trevathan. Danny Trevathan's getting in. So then Sam Grasiason is the other guy that's getting in, and Jaworski.
Okay.
So they're getting in posthumously, of course. But those are the guys that's going to be getting in to the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame induction. So,
nice. That's awesome. That's real sweet. So it's a pretty much a 2-day event. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a huge Michael Bush fan back in the day.
Really?
Honestly, we should probably get him on for Raiders Week for this coming season.
You know, it'd be a good time. It'd be a good time. Shoot, I want maybe Danny too for when he was with the Broncos.
Yeah, two AFC West brothers right there. Yeah, but Bush was awesome. I remember his story was so compelling. I mean, he broke his leg. I mean, he came back and just was a beast. I mean, he probably would have been like a first round pick if he didn't break his leg.
First round pick, man. Matter of fact, I think he would have been a first running back taken in the draft. That's how good he was. Sasha says right here, said Bush didn't break his down leg.
Yeah.
It was just talking about, man, how great of a running back he was in college. So, yeah, that was his projection, man. He was going to be the first running back taken, I think, during that year.
Yeah, Raiders got a steal getting him as late as they did, but that was because of the injury. But, man, he was awesome, man. And it was him, man, when they had Raiders had him and McFadden at the same time. It was the 1-2 punch.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bush was on the team when they went undefeated in the division, and it was the first team to go undefeated in the division and not make the playoffs. They went 8-8 that year. Tom Cable was their coach. They didn't make the playoffs.
Tom Cable, yeah, remember old Tom.
That's cool.
Yeah, how you doing? I know we kind of getting on, but Mark, we was looking to see who Philly was going to get in the draft.
Hey, my Sixers, baby.
Yeah.
So tonight was the first round of the NBA draft. They're breaking up in 2 days. Last year was a Thursday and a Friday. This year they're doing it on a Wednesday for the first round, which I think is the first time they've ever done a Wednesday draft. But it's Wednesday and then Thursday for the second round. But yeah, the Sixers. Maybe you guys know I also host a Sixers podcast, and I had to watch to see who our guys were going to get at pick number 3, and we ended up with VJ Edgecombe, a dog defender, a guy who's scrappy, he can do all the dirty work for our guys. Joel Embiid, Kansas guy for all of our Kansas peeps in here. But yeah, a good scrappy 2-guard. So I'm happy about that. So I got a little pep in my step, JD, for the show tonight.
There you go. Somebody facilitated me. Maybe drain the bucket every once in a while. Get out there, man. Volume score.
Yeah, he's probably instantly the most athletic guy on the Sixers, so I'm very, very stoked about that.
He said instantly, huh?
Yeah, as far as like the verticality, the jumping aspect, I think he had the highest vertical in the draft, so he can spring up there.
Okay, what did he have? What was his vert?
I think it was 38.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he surpassed Russell Westbrook's, which I think was the record for a couple years ago. Russell Westbrook at 36.5, which it stood for a while.
36 vertical?
Russell Westbrook, yeah, 36.5.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I saw a whole thing on it today. Everyone was talking about how he edged out Russell Westbrook's vertical. I don't know if it was a record or anything, but apparently it was very impressive.
Shoot, I had a 40.
Yeah, max vertical leap 38.5. You had a 40?
Yeah.
Jeez.
The combine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it must be from a certain height then, from a certain height standpoint, where his 38.5 was something elite based on from a height standpoint.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, man, I would assume guys would get higher than that vertical, but
yeah, maybe from if you're like a sub 6'4" guy, because yeah, he's 6'4" barefoot, and so I guess that was, I don't know, that was a big deal. His vertical leap in the combine.
Huh.
Right. A lot of people were upset because this is the first year that that combine is doing heights. They're doing heights barefoot, which is something you guys strip down naked pretty much, and they do your height and weight and stuff. But it was the first year for the basketball guys. They had to not wear shoes for their combine for the height. So there was a lot of like guys who had like 6'10" measurements, but really without the shoes they're like 6'7". So there's a lot of that going on this
year. Yeah. Shoot, that's how it is. But you say they did vertical barefooted? It was a barefoot?
No, I don't believe they did any of the workout barefoot. It was the measurements was barefoot.
Jeez, I would think, I was gonna say, man, that vertical looks seems like it'd be high, higher than that.
Yeah, I believe he had the highest vertical in the draft this year, or at least a top vertical. Okay, all right, well.
No, 48 inches. I was going to say it can't have been 38. I'm just like.
Yeah.
Keon Johnson was 2021 draft. He got 48 inches. But you said.
It might have been this draft. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, so 43 was the highest in this draft.
43?
43. Yeah, Edgecombe was top 10, 38.5.
Okay.
But I think, so, nonetheless, a lot of Sixers fans were happy that we got a guy who could jump out the rim, jump out the roof a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you had a 40, JD? Jeez.
40, baby. I could jump out the gym. That's one thing. Hey, I could absolutely get up there and fly. Yes, sir.
Unreal.
Explosion.
I mean, hey, we've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, here, man. Yo, Chiefs fan from Southern Cal.
We haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. Hey, guys, I've been watching every episode, but recovering from surgery, so I've been quiet posting. Proud that I called out our O-line issues early last year, and that's been the priority in this draft all season. Well, welcome back. I hope you're doing well from your surgery.
Yes, sir.
Man. Yeah.
How about those Dookies with 2 of the 4 first draft picks? Absolutely. Yes, sir. And Blue Devils, baby. That's how we do. So, and we still didn't win it.
You're about to get another one with Malawatch coming off the board soon.
Oh yeah. Still didn't win a championship though. We needed that.
Yeah. You guys have enough championships though.
We can always get one more. So, so the Cal man. Yeah, hope you're doing well, man. Let's say what's up to the chat, man. What's going on, Omni Brown? My guy, what's going on, Omni Brown? Good to see you, brother. Who else we got to hear? Sasha. Sasha was over talking. Sasha, I think you're from Louisville, around that area. I do believe so, because he's got a lot of knowledge on, Kentucky. So Andrea Chenault, how you doing? Good to see Andrea Chenault. G Pick is here in the house. Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom. What's up, Buck and Bob? What's up, my guy? Good to see you, my man. I know we talked before. I spoke with these guys on the phone. They were with Sean Barber, and we were talking. I'm just like, yeah, man, this sounds pretty cool. So it's a good deal, man. Them dudes. Sparkle Sports Card. Okay. Good day, my man. How you doing from down under? Sparkle Sports Card. Good day, y'all. Good morning from Australia. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good morning to you. Lonnie Pyramid. What's up, Lonnie Pyramid? Yo, my guys, back at it again. You already know it. Wednesday night, man. That's what we do. Buck Tasket, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. There you go. There you go. Linda Hunter is here in the house. What's up, Linda Hunter? Justin Blackwell. Good to see you too, my guy. Sandman is here. What's up, Sandman? Who else we got in here? Nathaniel Walker. What's going on, Nathaniel? Stanley Mooney is here. The heat wave starting summer out brutal. Yes, it has been like that ever since, I think, Saturday's when it started. Saturday, man. So let me see who else we got in here. Sim McBride is here in the house. Nana Sherry is here as well. Rich Cooper is here. Good to see you, Rich. Nana, you too, as well. And yeah, Gary Holland. Gary Holland is here. G-Pick. I think we spoke to those guys already, man. But look like everybody's doing all right, man. Looks like everybody's doing all right. So yeah, we're gonna get a nice little conversation going tonight on Wednesday. It's a good night to ask you questions. We're gonna be getting into some topics. We'll see what we're dealing with here. Witchy, oh, what's up, Witchy? Witchy just came in the house. Okay, 88 degrees there. You know, so
packed house tonight, guys. So yeah, like JD said, ask away. We're gonna get into the O line tonight. Jaylen Watson. Kareem Hunt. So and of course, we're gonna end the show with a little tight end U action. We got to talk about some tight end U. So now it's at the fifth year of it. So and we got our tight end. You know, it's tight end U on this show every day of Chief concern. So really, we represent tight end U all the time, right, JD?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Lonnie Pyramid said, "I'm a Kentucky Wildcat fan from New Jersey." Okay, all right, okay, repping the Wildcats up there. No doubt, I got you. You know, so it's a lot. We've had a lot of dudes from New Jersey get down here to Kentucky to come play ball. So this is like the Mecca, man. So definitely for sure. We always go and pick a lot of guys up in New York, Jersey area. So that's what's up, Lonnie. That's what's up.
Yeah. All right. So JD, it's time to get into some offensive line talk. Obviously, I think someone said it in the comments, but this is something our Chief fan from Southern Cal said it. He talked about the offensive line. That's the big key, and it was a big key for Brett Veach to address this offseason. And we talked about it pretty much a lot. How great of a job they did. They went after your guy Josh Simmons, boom, and we'll talk about him in a little bit. And of course, we signed Jalen Moore from the 49ers. So this week, Mike Silver, longtime NFL insider, wrote an article where he talked about how the Chiefs should, depending on how you look at it, we're going to get into how you look at it, should the Chiefs be concerned about the offensive line? And he says that right now, based on what he knows and his sources that he's talked to, there's only two Chiefs on the offensive line who are locks to start on the lineup, and that is Kareem Humphrey and Trey Smith. Those are the only two guaranteed stars in that line. What was striking about his article was Jawaan Taylor's part. And I know Jawaan Taylor's had, the penalties. I know the fans kind of get annoyed with Jawaan Taylor every so often. But the big takeaway from his article was that Jawaan Taylor is not a lock, and his spot at the right tackle spot is in jeopardy, and that's thanks to Jalen Moore. He also went on to say the Chiefs are enamored with Josh Simmons. All goes well based on what he knows, that Josh Simmons will be inked in as the starting left tackle, but it's too early to say that, hence why he's only saying Trey Smith and Kareem Hunt are the only two guys who are locks to start. So, JD, he kind of, in his article, he takes it from a tone of it's a red flag that the Chiefs only have two guys who are going to be cemented in as starters right now on the line, and you have three guys who are kind of question marks. But I take it in a different way. So, and I'm going to ask you the question here. Is it more of a red flag that we only have two guys who are solidified starters on this line? Or does it tell you how much of competition we actually have in the line, how much talent we actually have, that, look, we have a lot of guys, we have a lot of openings and vacancies, but we filled those vacancies with competition and over the last 2 years of drafts and the guys we signed this year? Is it more of a kind of a good thing that we have that many guys we can potentially battle it out in the next month? Or is it more of a red flag that we can only say there's only two guys who are going to be we can pencil in right now as starters?
Oh my gosh. I'm like Justin Blackwell. This is clickbait. Michael Silver has nothing to do during the offseason. He wants to write some salacious things out here to have a conversation. And I guarantee he was like, let me just throw this out here real quick, right? Man, this is a nothing burger. It really is. The only way Jawaan Taylor's not going to start at right tackle this year is if he's hurt. That would be the only way. Other than that, you put too much money on the sideline for one. Two, Jawaan Taylor is a good right tackle, like Sparkle Sports Card did say. Sparkle Sports Card said. We know that. So, man, this is. I think it's silly. I do. I think it's silly. Now, I will say this though. To the point, I do believe that we do have a much more better depth of the O-line than we did have last year and the previous years. So that is a good problem to have, a good issue to have. Does that mean that nobody solidified up front other than two? Like, I don't know why he's saying that. Because clearly we know that it doesn't matter if it's solidified to who the left tackle is going to be. We do know that Kareem Humphrey is going to be there. We know Trey Smith is going to be there. Obviously, if they get everything taken care of, and even if they don't, Trey will still be there. I do believe. And Jawaan Taylor, I just, I don't buy into this. Read these articles from guys because I know some of it's just a guy's opinion, just throwing these things out here. My source tells me what? Who's your source? Who you talking to? Who's saying something like this? Right? I mean, honestly, I don't see anything like this happening. Jalen Moore who played left tackle, now going over playing right tackle ahead of Jawaan Taylor. Jawaan Taylor, like I said before, doesn't start at right tackle. It's because he's hurt. So, yeah, this is silly.
So you don't think there's any chance that Jalen Moore be the starting right tackle? You think Jawaan Taylor is going to be the guy at right tackle? You don't think there's any competition there on that side?
No, not this year. Jalen Moore's not at all. Like I said, my money would be on Jawaan Taylor all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So this is just ridiculous stuff, man. Ridiculous stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way for me, because I am one of those fans who does get annoyed with Jawaan Taylor. I know his PFF grades are solid. The penalties, the false starts, the alignment, which you got better with the alignment, was more so the false starts you got hit on a little bit. I will say I do like the fact that if Jalen Moore is coming to this team, I know he's a left tackle, and I know it's not the easiest to say, he can just move him over to right. I know we talked about that before a lot. I do like the fact that if Josh Simmons is that guy, you can kind of at least maybe see what Jalen Moore has at the right tackle spot and kind of, let him kind of get some reps there and see if he even can be a somewhat of a backup, like a backup potentially for the right tackle spot. And just kind of see, because I guess for me is we've seen Jawaan Taylor struggle during games. They pulled him out, right? King, or what was his name? Prince Tagana-Wagno. He came in 2 years ago, and he actually went in at the right tackle spot during a game, and he actually looked pretty decent, actually. So we have seen it where Jawaan Taylor has been pulled before. So I guess I do see the leash is kind of short for Jawaan Taylor at the right tackle spot. I guess that's the way I see it. But you don't think so?
No. No, not at all. I'm sure Jalen Moore is still getting work over there, and I'm sure they're working a lot of different people also over at the right tackle. That's how they play it at the Chiefs. Andy Heck and those guys like putting guys in different positions. But no, this. I don't see Jalen Moore, who's only started 5 games. Okay, we'll go into this at left tackle, going to the right now and becoming a starter, the full-time starter over there, and beating out of Jawaan Taylor, who is, without a doubt, geared to play that position. And everybody's asking him, like, what makes him, have penalties, okay? And there's several things. One would be, if you talk about it, one could be like lack of focus, possibly out there. Okay, that's one of them. All right, not necessarily being locked in because it's hard playing out there on the edge. 2, you trying to get a jump, which Jawaan Taylor is definitely trying to do on the defensive end because the defensive ends are fast, very powerful, very quick. And he's got to retreat back and be at his position to get a hit out there. So he's leaning to try to get an edge. And sometimes he's jumping off sides. Also, too, because he's trying to look at the ball from his side, from peripheral. You know, if he can't see the ball or that movement from there, he's trying to anticipate it. Hey, that's always going to give him a problem. And that goes back to the focus. And then also somebody said as well, he's going to be a target from the penalties that he's had. If I'm a coach, and I've said this, Marcus, I'm over saying, look at 74 where he's lined up, watch him off sides, watch him go ahead and twitch, all those different things. Okay. And guess what? When a guy has been, you know, an offender who's had a lot of penalties on him, he does become an easy target. That's the fact. So, yeah, with you a little bit on Nana, somebody, yeah, it is the adrenaline. It's the anticipation. And it's hard to hear sometimes out there if it's loud. So I wouldn't want anybody else in there besides Jawaan. Once Jawaan locks in and he knows what he's supposed to do, he does a great job. Okay, he does. So that's the only bad thing is, you know, getting us out of field position or putting us in a position where we have to become one-dimensional, throwing the football third and long. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be that. So, you just don't want a guy like this, you know, getting penalty after penalty after penalty. And I think that's what was happening when when Prince came in. But where's Prince at? We ain't seen Prince in a minute.
I know. Yeah, I think he got picked up by the Eagles, and I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, so if he was all that good, Suck would have been over here still.
Yeah, and he did look solid. You and I are big Prince fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was a very talented guy.
Yeah.
So, I just this right here, man, throwing that out there, man, that's what it is. Just meat for somebody to take a bite. I'm not biting, man.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, realistically, well, the thing too, it's like kind of what you said. It's like, yes, there was the left tackle spot. We do know it's going to be one of the two, Jalen Moore or Josh Simmons. It's not like, oh man, the Chiefs are going to training camp. They have no idea who's going to be that guy. It's like, well, it's one, if the guy's healthy, he'll probably be it. Or if not, we're going to give him time. And the other guy we signed, he'll be the left tackle. So it's misleading for people who are not Chief fans. They're just like NFL fans who just kind of watch it and they read these articles like, oh man, the Chiefs are in trouble. And then casual people can take that and run with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, okay? I'll say this. Go ahead and try. All right? You go think that the Chiefs ain't got nobody over the left tackle this year, okay? And you're going to find out when them jokers put their hand around your neck and string your defensive end out. So try them. That's all I'm doing. You have a clear lane, a clear path. You have every single ability to come out there and come try the Chiefs. Come try me. Come see me. All right? And you watch them jokers choke slam you. That's what I want to see. We're going to talk about a dude talking about being strong. These guys right here. Hey, we got one for you. We got something for you. Come on, bring it on over here, man.
Yep. And JD kind of hits it right there. So continue to talk about the offensive line. One of our biggest acquisitions this year was our first round pick, Josh Simmons, who we on this show way before the draft, before the combine, JD was like, that's the guy I want. That's the guy who needs to be in Kansas City. And Brett Veach was listening to Sheep Concerns like you guys. He's a viewer probably and a listener of the show. And he heard JD talk about Simmons, and he was like, you know what? JD knows who he's talking about. So today, you guys mentioned in the chat on New Heights, the Kelce brothers were talking to Trey Smith about Josh Simmons. And here's what they had to say about Josh Simmons.
Yeah. Josh Simmons, to me, watching the tape in college, it was absurd. Yeah. Like the athletic ability and size. Trav knows because I've been watching this dude.
I've been preaching. I play my eyes on him. You already know. I've seen it. He was playing defensive end as just like a scout team defensive end, and he was just playing this gap, but he was being a pro. He was being locked in and being a pro, and I felt that man's hands grab me. And I was like, all right. We're just I gotta come with it, even when he's just giving the looks. I gotta make sure I'm got my feet planted, man.
I've watched a lot of these linemen coming out the last few years. This kid, I mean, he is the closest thing I've seen to like a Trent Williams or like a Jason, like that next level, like strength and athleticism.
Man, I haven't seen him in action, but I mean, I just heard that he is so strong, like unbelievably strong is one thing. So like Trav, you saying about his hands, like that's perfect spot on what I keep hearing. But obviously, like, the talent is there, man. I've seen some of his film as well, and obviously got a chance to win a natty last year. Shout out to him. But I think he's going to be a great asset to the team, and I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Awesome.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
baby! Get him in there, get him nice and ingrained in the culture we got over there, man. Have some fun while we go and whip some ass.
Yeah, we'll get him right.
Hey man, shoot, what else needs to be said? I think we need to take that little bit of a clip and show the rest of Chiefs Kingdom. And they don't know who Josh Simmons is. Okay, and Jason Kelce was sitting there saying, how great he was, and you heard it here first before the other Jason, that he was clearly the best left tackle out there in the draft by far. All the other guys, everybody was talking about, and no, Josh Simmons is the guy. He's the dude, and we need to get him here with the Chiefs. And I guarantee Jason Kelce probably like, yo, hey, Andy, I'm sure the talks are going up, from different guys. And here I'm one of them. And I was sitting there saying, to me, it is a clear determination, no doubt about it. It's clear to me that Josh Simmons is the best left tackle in this draft. Period. It wasn't even, to me, I've known this because played a lot, coached lineman, and when I'm sitting there watching the athletic ability, you talking about his strength, getting up the field, all the things he just had to him, fundamentals, technique, staying low. Hey, man, it's no brainer. I'm so glad the Chiefs got him. So,
talk about a ringing endorsement. Obviously, you played in the league for as long as you did. What you're talking about. Renowned for one of the best blocking tight ends of all time, if not the best blocking tight end of all time. So your endorsement for months has said so much about Josh Simmons. And on top of that, then you come to this conversation. Jason Kelce, one of the best centers of all time. He said he reminded him of Jason Peters, who he played with. He said he reminded him of Trent Williams. That's a huge endorsement, and Kelsey's looking at this stuff too, just kind of in the way that you are. And then on the other hand, the Travis Kelce, him going across the line from him, yes, it's scout team defense, but he felt the meat hooks, and he knew the meat hooks. He's like, man, that's a strong dude, So like that tells you so much.
Yeah, you can. And I know Travis was like, oh, okay, he can feel the man's power. When he said he was just being professional, putting his hands out there, just putting up space, right? And he's like, dad, God. His sucker's going to be a problem. He is going to be an absolute problem. So I don't know who's going to be across from him, whoever it is, in the games. But look, they're going to have their hands full with a Josh Simmons. And if he put them big meat hooks and stuff on him, they're going to feel it too. They're going to feel exactly what Travis felt, and even then more, and then some. But yeah, man, this is a no-brainer, man. I think Trey was sitting there saying like, yo, man, I can't wait to see him, so he can make an assessment himself. But when you see him, you could tell the passion he got in his eyes. You could just tell like he's just a football player. And so like Jason Kelce was saying, as I said before, Marcus, I said, man, this guy has a chance to be like one of the greats. And I was saying this. I was like, okay, I'm just going to make this be known. But as far as like what I see his talent-wise and whatnot, he could play for a long time, a long career, and be one of the great ones for sure. So shout out, man, to Jason Kelce, man, for putting that out there, man. For real. Game, baby. That's what it is.
100%. I mean, the two Jasons, Jason Dunn and Jason Kelce, both come in and pretty much saying, about Josh Simmons. And he said he's been following him for a little while. And the fact he saw his tape, he was like, yeah, this kid's good. And that's so interesting to me. It's like, because over the last few years, we've kind of talked about, because every year it's been kind of left tackle. Oh, should we go for this left tackle late in the draft? This left tackle late in the draft. And it was interesting, obviously, because his injury is the reason why he came for it was the last pick of this first draft. I mean, if he didn't get hurt, he's the first tackle taken in this draft. And it's so crazy to me that, it's one of the first times in a while that we've heard, oh, this left tackle has traces of Trent Williams, big time left tackles. Whereas before you hear guys like, oh yeah, he can be a solid left tackle in this league, but like he got like really high end comparisons. It's just that the drawback is there's potential with this injury. It could lead to, it may never, ever get to see him like as full health, full bill of health. But like, It's all signs are pointing to him being ready for training camp. He could be ready by week 1. And also in that Athletic article, Mike Silver did say that all signs do point to him being the guy when week 1 comes in Brazil, which is also another interesting tidbit within the whole thing.
I mean, we wait to see. We wait to see. But Mike Silver, man, I ain't listening to this guy. He throwing nothing like Mike. Is this what you're doing? You fishing? Is this what this content is? It's what you're doing right now for Mike, huh? You know, it's a little slow right now. Bring the Chiefs up and talk about all O-line is not, in order. And the thing is, if Josh is not ready, first game of the season, we got Jaylen Moore. I'm not worried about it, Marcus. That's the great thing is, to have that type of comfort, to know that that position is covered. It is there. It is covered. And so the same thing, yes, I will say this too. If Jaylen Moore happens to move over to the right side, Jawaan Taylor's going to be starting, but Jaylen Moore could probably play both. We got guys all over the place. King Suma, Wanye Morris, we got guys. We do. We are in a good position at the O-line. If I haven't said it before, ladies and gentlemen, the offensive line in Kansas City is probably at its best that it's been in a lot of years. We are good. So
I'll tell you from Kelce's standpoint, I know everyone's talking about his potential retirement. I'll tell you what, knowing that your team may have a future franchise left tackle that may as a tight end, like, okay, Pat's gonna get more time back there. I may want to stick around a few more years, to be quite honest with you. The fact that Kelce's seen that we got the guy possibly to be the left tackle of the future, you know what? I think I might stick around a couple more years and have a Pat with some time back there throwing me the ball. I mean, I'd love that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's such a domino effect to have that left tackle spot taken care of. It's like, okay, well, that's now allows our guy to be comfortable back there. That allows him to deliver the football to us without being under duress 100 times a game. So, like, it definitely has a trickle effect.
Well, it helps everybody's game out, right? And not even just the passing game, but the running game, like all of it. Like all of it. Everybody benefits from this. And having a guy that's very big, very athletic, it just helps out everywhere. Sim McBride actually has a good point. He said, I think we got to let it heal until November and then get some snaps. If he's that good, we want him here for the next 15 years. It's not a bad argument. It isn't.
But I mean, but November though, so when November comes, he just comes in and takes the left tackle job. I mean, if Jaylen Moore's been looking all right, I mean, that doesn't make much sense, right? It's not like a receiver. You can get him some reps here and there. I mean, you can't come in and just spot snaps during a game.
No, I'm just saying if he's getting, so Jaylen Moore, okay, let's say he starts, right? I'm just going to give a scenario here. Does well, and then all of a sudden you sit there saying, well, look, Josh Simmons, we want him to give him a little bit of reps, and he's fine now, right? He's doing what he needs to do. He's fine, and we think that he's able to play. And the thing is, Jaylen Moore, if he's just killing it and whatnot, if he's not, he's okay. He's doing a good job. If Josh Simmons comes in, because he's going to be going against the number one defense anyway in practice. So if he's the backup tackle, he's going to be going against our number one defensive end. So he's going to be getting some great work in practice anyway, right? So it's not like he's not getting any type of work. He's not going against scrubs. He's going against the 53-man roster. And we got some guys out there that could absolutely rush a passer. So I don't know, man. You can work it either way. You can work it either way, man. But one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to preemptively rush it when you don't need to. Okay. You're not in that position where you're desperate, all right? Especially when you think you got a good guy in Jaylen Moore. That's where you go get him. He put some money in his pocket because he is a good left tackle, starter in this league. So
yeah, I mean it's interesting though, right? Because like when they signed Jaylen Moore, it's what the interesting thing about the NFL draft versus like say the NBA draft, right? NBA draft happens right away, and then free agency happens. Free agency happens because we don't know. I mean, at the time when free agency started, we're like, we're not going to get Josh Simmons. He's not going to fall to 32 or 31. And then you sign Jaylen Moore, and then the draft happens, and it's like, oh shoot, he's there. We got to take him now. I mean, so it's we had to dot all our I's, when free agency started. So it's kind of a luxury to have both of them if Josh Simmons is healthy. And I know we say we don't want to rush him, and obviously the Chiefs training staff, medical staff is not going to rush him out there because there's no need because we did sign Jaylen Moore. But what does it say to you and Andy Reid at the end of minicamp said, Rashee Rice and Josh Simmons will be there to start out training camp. They'll be all there 100% full health. I mean, like, it tells you, I mean, obviously they're not rushing him, but if he's ready, he's ready. And of course, I'm with you. If he's not 100%, then there's definitely don't play him. But if he's moving along as fast as they say he is, then it's like, oh shoot, like we may actually have him there.
Well, we don't. The reason is because we haven't had full contact, and the only time you're going to get full contact is training camp, right? The real push and pull. That's going to be the test. Okay, everybody looks good in shorts. Okay, in your skellies and stuff like that, everybody looks good. So training camp is going to be a little bit different. People are going to be at your legs. People are going to fall into your knees. All those different things happen. There's going to be some scuffles and whatnot. How does his knee hold up to those things? How does he respond to that? Right? That's going to be the real question. So I'm not, like I said, we'll wait till the first game until they make a decision who they're going to start on that. But we'll keep an eye on Josh Simmons. But what we do know is it's obvious how talented of a left tackle he is. And I was Josh Simmons a bust, Marcus. You know that. As far as tackles wise, Josh Simmons a bust. We don't get Josh Simmons, we got to go a different direction. I was fine with that.
Yeah. And that's because of the Jaylen Moore signing. It was like, okay, we got Jaylen Moore. Right. There's no need to just pick any left tackle in round 2 or round 1 if Josh Simmons is not there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. He hasn't done a full scope of reps as far as everyone's in t-shirt and shorts out there. So they really has nothing until we get pads on and contact. That's when you'll be able to actually see how far along he is. But Sasha brings a good point. He must not be swelling at all after workouts if they are saying he's going to be ready to go for training camp. Because with the practices they are doing, that is one of the things they're monitoring, right, JD? Like, how are you feeling after workouts? And
100%. They have to. You got to. So, because one day you could be like, I'm fine. And then one day it might just swell up like, I got a little swelling. Okay, well, shoot, we'll slow down. Okay. You sit out for a little bit. So.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Josh Simmons. I hope he's all healed up and we can get to see him right out the gate. But if we have to wait, I'm fine with that too. But I'm excited about the Josh Simmons time in that Kansas City.
Woo-wee.
So good.
People were talking about barbecue over here in the chat. I'm sitting up watching them, man. I'm gonna say it's over cooking over here, man.
Such a stereotypical Kansas City conversation: barbecue versus KC versus Memphis.
Yeah, barbecue and ribs. So I agree with About Time said. He said best barbecue is the one that you like the best. Everybody got little flavors and different tastes, and, little twangs and whatnot. So yeah,
that's a good point there. About Time, very, 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 very solid point there.
Yes, sir.
Everyone's got their own taste buds.
Hey man, I tell you what, man, we grill it up real nice over here, man, in Kentucky too now. So put that thing on the grill.
Yeah, Virginia, you have mostly like North Carolina, Carolina barbecue type places around here. You'll see some places that do the Kansas City barbecue, but Virginia is mostly like the Carolina style.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're gonna get to the defensive side of the ball, Jaylen Watson. So
Mr.
Jaylen Watson. So after a tough ankle injury last year, he's now entering a contract year. And Jaylen Watson said last week at the end of minicamp, he's focused on staying healthy and contributing to another Super Bowl run. Here's Jaylen Watson on contract year and recovering from the injury.
Going into a contract year, I mean, it's a big year for every player. What's kind of your thought process as you're just thinking about and planning for and preparing for the season?
Just try not to worry about that. Just control what I can control. Come out, do my part, try to help the team win, and everything else will handle itself.
You had just some bad luck the last couple of seasons with injuries. How are you feeling now? And I mean, what do you feel like you can accomplish if you get a full season with not having to deal with some of those nagging injuries?
Yeah, injuries are tough. But I'm just blessed to be in the position I am. I know that's what comes with the game. Hopefully I can have a full, healthy season, and we see what happens. But I feel pretty good right now.
What did it mean for you last year when you were injured for a lot of the fans sort of clamoring for you to get back? Like, I'm sure you're reaching out on social media and so on and so forth, just having you back in the building.
I mean, I felt a lot of support. It felt good. It made me want to come back even faster. Just try to help my team and try to make history. Unfortunately, we fell short, but it's worth a try, and I don't regret anything I did.
Matt mentioned your contract year. What's it meant for you to be a 7th rounder and to really earn the starting role, on a team in the NFL?
It's a good feeling, but you got to keep it. So each year I try to go in and make a name for myself, and I'll try to do the same this year.
And I love the hunger there as far as like every 7th round guy, he's got to make a name for himself. He's not getting paid the big bucks. He's on a contract year, coming off an injury. So I do love the hunger in his voice, especially with all the new signings, new draft picks. So a lot of pressure mounting for Jaylen Watson there. But JD, you went through a catastrophic injury. And from a player's perspective, that's one thing obviously we all love about the show is being able to talk to you about things that players go through. And Jaylen Watson, he rushed back last year with the brutal ankle injury he had, played through the injury, and you saw in the Super Bowl he wasn't 100%. And you got to give guys credit for going out there and playing, even when they're maybe 60% and giving it his all out there in the Super Bowl. But talk about the kind of the pressure that it's going to kind of having on Jaylen Watson. He's coming off an injury, and he has a contract year coming up, all in one, and while competing with a newcomer, Noah Williams, Christian Fulton. There's a lot of new things that are going on in the secondary there. What kind of pressure is that put on? How does that put on a player with all these things he's kind of got going on with him?
Well, I think for him, he understands that, like he said in the interview, that you control what you can't control. And that's all he needs to do. He can't worry about who other guys are coming out here and who's, vying to try to get his place. He can just focus on what he needs to focus on. That is just remaining healthy, being healthy, and going out there and perform. And so I think he communicated that very well to everybody. Like, look, man, I understand it's my last year on the contract. I might want to be talking about these things. For me, I just want to go out there and play some solid football, okay? And that's all he needs to do. That's it. So that shows me just the discipline he has of saying, like, man, I got to just stay focused, right? All this other noise out here, y'all want to talk about me because it's, my contract year. Hello, I'm trying to get healthy. And I'll say this, maybe with him coming back where he wasn't 100%, might have been to his detriment. He just didn't have the quickness getting in out of breaks like he had before the injury. And you know what? Hey, somebody had to step up. And what I love about it is he didn't shy away from any of those things, Marcus. He didn't shy away from, the challenges of coming out there on the field, trying to go against your best or whatever it may be, and then laying it out all on the line. If anything, it shows dedication to his craft and him trying to get better. So him being a later pick in the draft, he understands the odds has always been against him. And so all he keeps doing is just keep your head down, keep grinding away, and keep balling. That's all he needs to do, period and point blank. And everything, and everything's going to take care of itself from that point. So, yeah, somebody said great attitude, wonderful attitude. That's exactly what you need to have. An attitude that is focused and disciplined and knowing what your job is and just getting that job done, period.
Yeah, and him coming back early is why a lot of guys, quite frankly, why I say, like, you know what, when you're injured and you're not ready to go, and I get it, you guys are warriors, just built different. But at the end of the day, like, when it comes, you know how it is, when it comes to contract talks, when it comes to fans talking about guys, they remember the last time they saw you is like, man, you were a shell of yourself. Nah, like, but no, really, we should be giving them credit because they played through it. They gave it their all. Nobody else stepped up. He had to come back from a broken ankle to play. And yeah, he didn't look like himself because he was coming off an injury that a lot of people, if you never had a broken ankle, it takes a lot of time to come back from to be 100%. And he came back and, gave what he gave and blessed to the Super Bowl as a CB2. But this is why a lot of guys don't come back. So you aren't remembering him like looking the way he did in that. And then they can use that against you when it comes to the next year contract talks or, bringing in other guys because, like you weren't the same. But really, I wasn't 100% healthy. But you know how you kind of know how that goes, JD, with teams use that stuff against you.
Yeah, but the thing is also, too, another way to look at it is he's demonstrated his perseverance, his dedication and loyalty to a team, trying to put them in the position, him going out there to help them win, especially if he came out there and he was injured and he beat everybody else out. The coaches thought he was better than, whoever else that they were waiting to get out there, right? And so Jaylen was like, hey, man, I'll go ahead and do it. I'm getting back. And, if I'm still looking good enough to be out there and start, hey, man, let me go ahead and do that. So I think it shows a lot of, as far as like just his character and who he is as a person and as a player. I think it's what teams need to look at, especially the Chiefs. They understand that they have somebody, like I said before, that demonstrates that he's just a great overall player and person to go out there and put your body in line for, to try to get a win.
100%. And we talked about Trey Smith the other day about outperforming contracts. Trey Smith was a 6th-round pick, outperformed that masterfully. Jaylen Watson, 7th-round pick, and has outperformed that contract. I don't know what he's getting paid right now, but it's not enough. So he's definitely outperformed that 7th-round contract that he had from 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Where do you think his role will be this year? Obviously, we talked about McDuffie, the 1, Fulton probably going to be a 2. Is that going to be the battle there, JD, between the Fulton and Jaylen Watson for that number 2 spot?
Yeah, I would say so. And I told you, Joshua Williams, like we've been waiting on him to step up and show what he can do. So I do believe it might be, between Jaylen and Fulton.
Yeah.
See, Buck and Bob said everyone gushes over Jaylen Watson, but I remember him not winning the job until the season started. During camp, the coaches said no one was standing out besides Trent.
He was hurt all training camp, and he came out at he finally got a green light to practice the last 2 weeks. He played pretty much the entire game of the Bears game, Buck and Bob, you remember, and he looked like a guy who had just started playing because he'd come off the injury, and they let him pretty much play the entire game when most starters didn't even play at all in that Bears game, the last game of preseason. Right. So he was coming off an injury, so you can't judge that on him.
Yeah. And so that was hard in itself because I knew at that point, Marcus, that then you talking about being pressured to come out there and perform and to play, right? Because it's like, hey man, daggone, I haven't been out here. I'm trying to get into shape. The season's about ready to start, so I gotta get my butt in gear. And so he probably sit there, why y'all talking to me, Siri? So yeah, man, I think that's it.
Yeah, because I remember we were both kind of discouraged from what we saw from Jaylen Watson during that preseason game. But remember, he looked like he was huffing and puffing. He was gassed out there, and it was against yeah.
He's in shape. What you gonna do, man? Hey, man. Hey, look, the only way you can get in football shape is to play football.
Yep. And look, he did, and he was a badass cornerback too until he got hurt in week 7.
Yep.
So, I mean, and honestly, whether he does win a DB2 job or not, we had a deep O line we just talked about in the last segment. Well, we have a really deep secondary now because you got Jaylen Watson could be your DB2. And if he's DB3, that's fine because he looked like a fantastic DB2 when he was healthy last year. So I love the DB room.
Oh yeah, Crystal Lee said we love Jaylen Watson, but will the Chiefs extend him?
We'll see.
Yeah, he's got to perform. That's how it works, Crystal Lee. He's got to show that he deserves to be extended.
Yeah, and when you sign Fulton and then when you draft Noah Williams, I don't know. They have contingency plans in place, so they don't extend Jaylen Watson. Well, they brought in 2 new guys this year, so and we'll see how those 2 new guys pan out in a couple months here. All right, so JD, now we're gonna go to our one of our more famous guys we talk about on the show, and that's Kareem Hunt, our guy that we love so much. Guy we've been banging the table for the last couple of years to bring him back, and they brought him back finally this year. And Kareem Hunt's getting some ESPN is a big fan of Kareem Hunt all of a sudden. So Kareem Hunt was named one of the league's best short yardage backs, and they call him they were grading luxury positions in players, and they call Kareem Hunt one of the best luxuries in the league as one of the best short yardage backs. Short yardage situations are described as converting 3rd or 4th down with 1 or 2 yards to go. He went 15 of 18 last year, 83.3% in those situations. 1 year after going 15 of 20 at 75% in the same spots for the Browns. So obviously we were huge fans of Kareem Hunt, the boost he gave us, and whenever he did get the ball, even if it was a 1 or 2 yard game, it always looked like it gave us some kind of energy and life in the backfield. But after stepping in midseason and quietly becoming one of the NFL's best short yardage backs, Kareem Hunt now enters 2025 in a crowded running back room, JD. Elijah Mitchell, Pacheco's healthy. Brashard Smith was also added to the room. I've seen some fans talk about Kareem Hunt being a potential cut candidate, which you and I don't think so. That's not. That's not anywhere because people say he's not getting paid enough, so they think he's a potential cut candidate, which I think is ridiculous.
Well, Linda Hunt is Tasia's favorite. LOL.
I know. Yeah. Well, he's one of them who actually said he wouldn't be surprised if he got cut.
Yeah, he's like, really? I'm like, what? You're in a Kareem Hunt for what? Why? Yeah, no. I just what y'all said, LLT, Deja could hush.
So JD, with this running back room that we have, Elijah Mitchell, Pacheco, Brashard Smith, throw Carson Steele in there as well. What kind of role do you anticipate Kareem Hunt having this year? And I think it tells you a lot about Kareem Hunt because he did what he did coming off the couch. This year, if you're looking at some of his pictures from the mini camps and OTAs, he looks like he's trimmed up a little bit. He's lost some weight and kind of tightened up, I would say. What kind of role do you anticipate Kareem Hunt having this year? And is it going to be kind of relegated to being the short down back consistently throughout the season, or is it going to kind of be a game-to-game kind of situation?
It could be game to game, but I do believe that he has curved out the role for sure as our short yardage back. And to be honest with you, seeing his numbers, what was he? What was the numbers again?
He was 15 of 18 in those situations last year.
15 of 18. If that's an indication that this guy right here could get first downs for you, that is it. That is it. That I mean, it tells a tale. And to be honest with you, when we watched how he had just the balance, we know who Kareem Hunt is. The balance that he has, being able to get in the hard yards, fighting forward, falling forward. Kareem Hunt is that dude. So if he does carve it out, Marcus, which I do believe he has, hey man, he is our third down back, and he deserved every bit of it, at least short yardage back. Let me put it that way. But also too, we know he's good, in the field. Anywhere else you want to be able to use him, he can do the same thing. Catch the ball out the backfield. He'll be the first down back. He is like your bell cow if you wanted to. That's how we was using him last year. We were. And there was times I said this. There was times that we didn't look so good up front. Kareem Hunt made us look a lot better than what we were. That's a fact. And you could name all the ones across the board. Everybody was getting their butts handed to them in some games. Kareem Hunt was still going forward. He was still getting some tough yards. Those guys will tell you that too. So I don't have any question about Kareem Hunt and his ability. And I don't think the Chiefs do either. So he's.
It's so interesting how, I'm not going to call out anybody here, but I mean, the KCSN group, a lot of the podcasts there, they didn't think we needed to re-sign him. They didn't want to bring him back here. But it's so interesting how there's just two sects of the fan base, right? You have people who didn't want to bring him back at all, and then people who think he should be cut or he's a cut candidate, and then you have people on the other side who think he's better than Pacheco and should be the RB1. So it's just crazy how one guy can be either cut or the starting running back, and you can find somewhere in the gray area there, right? I think you and I kind of say hey, there's some games he may be the guy, some games he won't be. That's why you have an RB committee, and that's why a lot of teams have running back by committees in 2025 because a lot of guys have specialties in their own way. But I will say, Kareem Hunt last year when Pacheco came back from his injury, and we talk about guys coming back early from their injury, he didn't really have that juice. And Hunt did have that juice in that Buffalo Bills playoff game when he toed the rock. It was like, okay, we finally have some punch in the ground game. And on top of that, when we go out and talk about the short yardage situations, that's been a kind of an Achilles heel for us for the last few years, not being able to get those 3rd and 1s or 4th and 1s. Having had Blake Bell do QB sneaks because we can't do QB sneaks, and we didn't have anybody to be a running back to get us those hard yards. And we got Kareem Hunt back, and it was like, wow, we kind of opened up this whole new world that we can actually get these 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1s again.
Yeah, look, I don't know. We love the guys over at KCSN. We do. Been on the show, talked to those dudes, man. So I don't know who said this or why. Did they give a reason why they wanted to get rid of Kareem Hunt? Was there a reason?
I mean, I just remember people kind of pointing it out when we did re-sign it. A lot of people were like, oh, you see this? Check this out. We love the guys at KCSN. I wasn't calling them out. I'm just saying there was a big contingency of the KCSN guys who didn't think Kareem Hunt should be coming back to the team because we have Pacheco, we have, and a lot of people want us to draft early round running backs. I know Kissel, BJ Kissel is one of the ones who had talked about not bringing back Kareem Hunt.
Really?
Yeah, he was one. He was one of the ones. I don't remember the other ones, but I know BJ's a big voice over there. Not a call out, just everyone's got their own opinion on things.
Look, everybody has their opinions about whatever, right?
Yeah, we're big Kareem Hunt fans. On the other, some people aren't. We are big fans.
Well, here's I will say this. If you're sitting there saying before the season started, before the draft, you were looking to probably get you a bell cow, trying to get somebody in here. And I'm sure they were probably saying the same thing about Pacheco. Like, do we want him to be the number one, from his injuries and what he's been hurt in the past? So people have those opinions about whoever, right? We have an affinity for Kareem Hunt. We love Kareem Hunt over here. We know what he brings to the table. He's a tough back. He runs hard. He runs behind his pads. We know he gets 2 or 3 yards when we need it, and the proof is in the pudding. So, and it's just a difference of opinion, I'm sure. But like I said, I wouldn't see why you would get rid of a Kareem Hunt with the running backs that we have on this team. That's not saying anything about the running backs that we have. It's just talking about the talent that Kareem Hunt actually, what he wields, right? That's his ability. So my thing is, I think it's just a practical move. Why wouldn't you? It's a practical move to have a back that can get you yards. And, getting on Tays, we don't have to have a guy go hit his head on the goalpost and hit home run every time. I just need the guy to get first downs. That's it. Bottom line. And if our line blocks better than what we did last year, guess what? We will see more of those things, right? And if Pacheco, for whatever reason, if he gets hurt or something like that does happen, there's Kareem Hunt waiting. He's there. Could Kareem Hunt beat out a Pacheco? Sure. It's going to be great competition right there, running backs. So those guys push for each other, man. We know what it is. But let me be abundantly clear. Kareem Hunt deserves a position on this team from what he's been able to do in the past for us. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly from the KCSN guys, kind of the same point Tasia had about efficiency, his yards per carry and the efficiency aspect of things. That's kind of where everyone is, that they all kind of fall in that same the talking point.
Yeah, but is that an indication more so on maybe what we didn't do up front, blocking?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. So I get, we want to don certain guys. Oh, we got, okay, well, they got to show it. We got to look at the context of actually how this thing looks. And so if all the lanes weren't open like they should have been, or, the double teams going up to the next level wasn't as crisp as it should have been, then that's a problem. Guys not kicking out like they should, that's a problem. It ain't like Kareem Hunt forgot how to be a running back. That's not what it is. And like he was just running himself in the back alignment, that wasn't the problem either.
That's somebody else's problem. That's not his problem.
Yeah. So, as far as, okay, he's not a long ball hitter. Okay, we got it. But he gets you yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to do. We want to get first downs and move the chains.
Yeah.
He does that effectively. So,
yeah, and a lot of things too is like you talk about efficiency. I mean, last year he came off the couch and he was our instantly the best running back, right? He was getting. We talked about that the 20+ consecutive 20+ carry games hadn't happened since Larry Johnson. I think what 5 it was. So I mean, they went to him a lot coming off the couch, which tells you how much they trusted him. But also too, people want to knock his yards per carries. Again, he wasn't like in shape when we got him. He said it took him like 2 weeks to get in shape, and they right away they give him 20 carries. So like that, that's going against him. B, talk about the line situation. Guy was getting touched in the backfield right when getting the toting the ball. So most running backs who aren't Kareem Hunt probably getting TFLs back there. He's at least getting a yard or two off getting contacted right away from touching the ball in the backfield. So was his yards per carry great? No. But let's kind of look at that a little bit more because he's probably getting contact behind the line from more than half these carries he's getting the ball, and maybe that's why his yards per carry is not the highest. But we're still getting positive yardage through that too, and it's just like it's tough yards like you always talk about.
Tough yards, man. It's tough sledding right there. It's tough sledding. You getting penetration in the backfield, man. It's hard for any back. I don't care who it is. So Albert Brown says I don't think running back 1 and 2 is going to matter. all the offseason and draft has told me Andy's going to be 70% or more passing plays. That's our offense. Hopefully we utilize those guys in the passing game too. But we need to be a little bit more balanced on the Brown. I think everybody agrees that we should. We should be running the football. They was daring us to run the ball in several games last year, and we just didn't do it. And, we stuck with what we needed to stick with. But, what Andy, he loves to do. But then you got a running back like Kareem Hunt. When we got down there, he would score points for us. Why? Because he's that guy, And you're right. He gets hit in the backfield, he's still going to get yards. He's not going to go down on one hit. He's never been that guy. Never. So it's going to take a crew of, of guys to get Kareem Hunt down. So, hey, man, what was that? Preachers always say, man, shoot, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what you're trying to do, man. So.
Yeah, I think the bottom line here is like whoever, I think we were kind of locked in on the same point of it. It's going to be a committee kind of thing. It's a hot hand approach that we've talked about before. But I think it does show you with the way things transpired at the end of the season last year when Pacheco wasn't it. They were like, you know what, Kareem, he's got it today. We're going to go with Kareem. Yeah. And I think we're going to see a lot of that because it's not often where you have a coach who trusts two guys in the backfield, especially with Andy Reid, who doesn't run the ball a lot. But you have two guys now, Pacheco and him, who both have had 20-plus carry games with an Andy Reid offense. So it's like, you know what? He has two guys he can trust. So if Pacheco doesn't have it that day, okay, that's fine. We're going to ride 29. We're going to give him 20-plus carries today if they are going to run the ball as much as we hope. But I feel like we have two guys in that backfield that Andy Reid trusts. So I think not only is Kareem Hunt cemented as being the short yardage guy, on some weeks he might be the 1A, and right. some weeks Pacheco might be the 1B.
That's right. That's right. No doubt about it. And guess what? He's earned that. He's earned it. So.
Yeah, I think you need to talk to Coach Reid, JD, get him to run the ball a little bit more. And then Sherry says we need Coach Reid to watch Dungeon every week.
Hey, he's like, man, that's a good little speech right there. We're still throwing it.
Yeah. Well, we got this guy. We got this tiny guy, Brashard. He can. He's a running back and he's also a receiver too. We're gonna motion him out there and just have him run. On the Brown, I agree. We should be no more than 60-40. I fear Andy wants to prove he's still an explosive passing offense. I see that too.
And we got the weapons on the Brown. We got the weapons. I think the way that obviously you have to delineate how you're going to utilize that 60-40 or 70-30, right? That becomes the challenge for us on Andy and those guys. If you want to get things established offensively, then your game plan means, okay, let's pass, let's hit them over the head, let's run the football a little bit more when they don't think so, right? So, yeah, brother.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love when people rush to say, oh, Kareem Hunt's the one, he's not getting paid enough, he could be the cut candidate. Like the point I've made before, and I think we have Eli Mitchell on that too. Eli Mitchell's not getting paid a lot either. He's on a 1-year deal as well. So, like, as the same people were making the point that Kareem Hunt can be a cut candidate, you can definitely make that point about Eli Mitchell, who's getting paid about 1 year up to $3 million. So, like, there's not a lot there as well. So it's again, like I've mentioned before, it's like the Ronald Jones situation from a couple years ago. We brought him in, not on a high deal. Pacheco ends up coming in and being a guy like, okay, well, Ronald Jones, there you go. Here's the door. So they could very well be that situation as well. I think Kareem Hunt is a lock. I don't think anyone who's saying he's not a lock, it's just crazy to me. I don't really get it.
I don't know either. Then I question what they're basing it on. What
his efficiency on the ground last year, JD.
Yeah. Shoot. All right.
Well, it's funny too. You the people just want to hone in on the yards per carry and whatever. He couldn't break long runs. Okay, well, just forget about everything else. Just talk about strictly what we were with this whole ESPN, the best short yardage back in the league last year, 15 of 18. Where these same people who were pissed off about not being able to convert first downs and have Noah Gray go under center or Blake Bell go under center because we couldn't get a normal first down. Well, when Kareem Hunt came in last year, he was getting the old-fashioned way, right up the gut.
Yeah, you had to utilize the old fullback dive, and you had to do none of those things, right? You had to do no tricking plays. Kareem Hunt's lining right here. He was running right here, B gap, or he's running to the outside. Stop him, okay? and they had a hard time doing it. And he knew he was getting the football. So.
Yeah. So I'm excited. If you guys play fantasy, I say Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's not going to be on anyone's radar. Get him in one of your last rounds of your fantasy drafts, because I definitely think he's going to have a big role in the offense. All right, so now we're going to our final topic here, our tight ends, JD. So it's the 5th annual tight end U going on right now, and Travis Kelce continues to lead the way, not just as a player, but also as a teacher of the position. And folks, if you have kids who are playing football right now, get your notes out because you're going to want to watch this. Travis Kelce talking about route running. JD, from your experience, what does it mean when a player takes on the kind of mentorship role that Travis Kelce has taken on the last 5 years as the as starting tight end U, and kind of just doing that, giving these guys the young bucks nuggets, man. I mean, as a tight end, how do you feel watching that, seeing all that?
No, man, I'm always stoked and satisfied anytime I see these guys get together, especially tight ends. I think it's just an underrated thing that Travis is doing with the future of that position to the guys, just passing on that knowledge. And I commend him for doing those things. But him, getting in, talking about, the breaks and emphasizing, getting really your weight over your toes to kind of get out of your break, in 2 steps. Those are valuable informations that Travis is giving out, right? So I think, man, it's such a great thing, man. Anytime I hear about the tight end U. So my question is, hey, Trav, when y'all going to bring me down to get some blocking in? Teach y'all jokers some blocking down there, man. I know y'all get a little bit of that, man. But
they don't want to do that. They just want to run routes and catch balls.
No, JD. Man, I know. Bring your boy down because some of y'all jokers had to block too. I know Trav likes blocking. And obviously so they do a good job of it. Some other tight ends in the league as well. But man, teaching those young guys different things, different nuggets, talking to them, and really just the brotherhood of just getting together, tight ends, is another thing. And I talked about this. This is an opportunity for guys to know how the league works, what some of the talk is around everywhere else. Maybe getting to talking about different systems and what coaches, require guys, what they ask them to do in their offenses. We were looking at Tyler Conklin, right? Running his routes and some of the things that he was doing. And I'm like, you know what? Sure. It looks great. He's getting himself better. He looked good actually running the routes. But some of the things that he does in some of those route running may not be good in that system that he runs. The coaches might demand something a little bit different. Travis has the ability to kind of switch things up in some of his route running, and that's also a reality to things. But I love about it because it's just a passing of knowledge and information down through there, which is going to do everybody, justice. So everybody's benefiting off this thing, man, going down to tight end U. I'm so glad, man, they're out there for this thing, So
what do you think about his, no one's ever talked about this before, and everyone always talks about, he's going to be an actor when he's done. He's going to be, be in TV when he's done playing. I don't know, man. Look at a coach out there.
Yeah, no, shoot, he's got it. I mean, when you get older, you just know tricks of the trade, and guys can become coaches. But coaching requires patience. It requires, like very detailed, like Travis was. He's being very detailed in what he was talking about. Getting in and out of your break. Yeah, that is something that he can easily do. It might be something that he might love to do, to get into it. So we don't know. Travis has the talent, man. He can do pretty much anything he wants to do. He'd be on TV. He might get into music. He might get out there and start singing with Taylor on tour. Just don't know. So
yeah, Jason does the Christmas album every year with the Eagles offensive linemen. So maybe him, Taylor, and Travis can do a little collab on a Christmas album or something.
Yeah. But coaching, he can definitely do. I don't know if he won't put in the long hours for that though. But hey, you can tell he has it in his blood. He likes doing that. He likes doing it. So
a lot of this is, it is teaching younger guys. When him, Olsen, and Kittle started this 5 years ago, like it was about helping the young guys out. So obviously the knack and the urge to help out young players is there, and that is a lot of what coaching is. You're helping out the next generation. So like that already is kind of like if he continues tight end U, which he probably will, like Greg Olson's continuing it even though he's retired. That might be his like version of the coaching, right? Every year you host this to help the next generation out. That maybe he scratches that itch with tight end U.
Oh yeah. So Jay Dunn, they never show tight end blocking tips. Nah, I ain't doing no blocking down there. They ain't doing no blocking there. I was like, hey man, we don't need you down here. Why? We ain't doing no blocking. So, we'll talk about a few things, but most of them guys, they want to be, split out, catching the football. This is what tight end U is all about, man.
Just drinking brews, listening to good music, good vibes, and some route running.
Sometimes, man, it is just the camaraderie. It's the boys getting together, man, having a great time, and then learning some extra stuff along the way. So, and I look at it for, maybe negotiating contracts, setting the markets and stuff. I think that's important. I'm sure they have that too, or even talking about like reading, obviously, coverages is another thing, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, the contract stuff's another interesting something they could definitely talk about with the guys. And it's cool too because you have a lot of like the different generations were there. I think Bowers was there last year, and I think he was there again this year. It's just like seeing a lot of that. I don't know how many older tight ends are there. Has TG made it out to one of the tight end U's yet, or no?
No, he hasn't said he has. So
yeah, I don't think I've seen Gronk in the tight end U's. Maybe he's been there once before, but I don't see him there. I mean, Greg Olson's the only like OG type.
I mean, and the thing is, Travis and Kittles, they both are kind of running the thing. They don't really need, those guys. They might have asked them to come out and they're like, hey, man, I'll do it. And maybe some other guys just like, we're just going to go on and just deal with the boys. So it's all good. What up, Neff? Word? Sorry so late. It's okay, Neff. It's all good. It's all good.
That's all right.
Love to see you. So, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years in, tight end U still running strong. So it's good to see the tight ends are still got that oomph. So Jay, we have a super chat from our guys Buck and Bob from earlier on the show. They have a question they want to ask you, JD. Okay. This stumped us. Who's the bigger GOAT at their position right now, Mahomes or Kelce? And P.S. Don't forget to ask Jason, Marcus.
Who's the biggest GOAT?
For their position right now, who's a bigger GOAT for their position?
Oh, man. That's a good question. I'm going to say Travis right now in the league. I think it would have to be him because nobody wants to give Patrick any they won't give him any credit. I think everybody believes that, what Mahomes is doing, they can do. That's why they always put him fourth or something like that, right? So I think, Travis, because, what he's been able to do. And considering that Travis is probably more than likely going to be the next guy, leaving, that's where he's at, man, as far as GOAT status. So appreciate that, Buck and Bob, for the 10, man. To thank you for the question as well. So,
appreciate you, brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on there, and I know people are gonna say we got to look at playoff stats. I mean, Kelce's with on Jerry Rice level with playoff stats. I mean, so you can't, he's in his own world with that. But if you're just looking at the numbers right now, regular season wise, you have to go Kelce because right now Kelce's in top 3 conversation when it comes to a lot of the numbers, right? So top 3 receiving yards, Gonzalez number 1, Jason Witten number 2, and then Kelce number 3. God. I know people want to forget Gonzalez, but like Gonzalez, man, what he did with all the amount of quarterbacks he didn't have Mahomes.
Hey,
I mean, Trey Green was great, but like he had like 30 other guys throwing to him over the years, and he's still 15,000 yards being the focal point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. If somebody didn't give Tony their due and think he's not, the GOAT, it'd be a silly conversation, to be honest with you.
It's really nuts.
Yeah, it's just like you just hating on him, just be hating on him. Oh, of course they bring up, he's Atlanta, this, Atlanta. Oh, man, come on, man. Like, let's cut it out. We had, as far as what our offense, what we were doing, we knew Priest was going to be running football 30 times a game, and how we had a balance of stuff that we did. It's not even the same.
And he didn't have a Tyreek Hill with him. Kelce had Tyreek Hill. And I'm not trying to knock what Kelce did. I'm trying to say what Gonzalez did do with not having that quarterback, not having that all-world receiver like Tyreek Hill. I mean, we had solid guys. We had EK, solid guys. They were great guys, but they weren't like these all-world type guys like, the Tyreek Hills of the world, right?
Oh, man, it was all-world to me, man. All world to me. The quarterback, all world to me. My wide receivers, all world to me. We had a number one offense for a reason, Marcus. That was always top 5, man. There's a reason for that.
That's true.
So I ain't gonna let you cut their legs out for my.
No,
I'm just messing with you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying from a standpoint of because I think Trey was a great quarterback. It's just
Absolutely.
he didn't play with him for 10 years. He had a lot of other guys in those years he was there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, Sharp had Elway pretty much his entire career. Gonzalez didn't have that,
Yeah, no, I get it. I do get it. And I think a lot of it is the hate, or not even the hate, or the hurt. That's what we say, the hurt.
Hate, hurt, and recency bias as well.
Well, yeah, that too. Who was I watching, man? I was watching. It wasn't Gary Payton. It was Tim Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? He talking
You said in the group.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. He's like, man, I would have gave you the business. He said Gilbert could have played now. He definitely could have played back then. He said, but for you, he said, everybody just thinks we didn't have the skills and stuff like that. I don't know what everybody's seeing, man. If they don't know, I tell you what, y'all pull out TG's film or whatever you need to do. I don't even think you need to do that. I mean, proof is in the pudding. And I've always said this: the Chiefs have the best tight ends ever, the 2 best tight ends ever. So however they follow your categories, GOAT, this and that, the Chiefs are 1 and 2. Okay, and that could be whoever you want to put, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just just put it in perspective. Gonzalez, 15,000 yards receiving, 15,127 yards. Second is Jason Witten, 13,046 yards. Kelce, 12,151. So right now, there's about 3,000 yards to separate Kelce and Gonzalez and receiving yards regular season. Receptions-wise, Gonzalez, 1,325 receptions. Jason Witten, 1,228 receptions. And then Kelce, 1,004 receptions. So Tony's about 300 receptions away from that. And then touchdowns, Gates 116, Gonzalez 111, Rob Gronkowski 92, Jimmy Graham 89, and then Kelce 77. So
really?
Yeah. So I don't know if Kelce will catch him in a lot of those categories, but I mean that's that's tough.
It's tough, but you know what Kelce did do because of the league in itself is the 1,000-yard consecutive. You know what I mean? He was doing catches in a season. And so with this, how the league is kind of structured now, Kelce, he's killing it. He's killing it. And Kelce definitely could have played in our era. I don't even look like the era's that much different. It's just, we just ran the ball more. It's just,
Yeah.
It's kind of, the systems I was set up. So.
Yeah. And it's also, too, this highlights. I know everyone loves throwing Gronk in the conversation. Come on, guys. I know Gronk's got the Super Bowls and all that. I mean, it's there's different tiers to what these guys did. And I know he was always hurt. Well, that comes with the game, and that's why his numbers aren't there. But okay.
I love Gronk. I think Gronk is a hell of a tight end. I think he's very talented, but I don't think Gronk is the greatest ever. Not.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I mean, TG to do what he did with the teams he played with. Obviously, I'm talking about the years that followed the Dick Vermeil years and all that, like the years that followed. The last few years. When we had our guy Thiggs, we love Thiggs. Those are fun offenses, but those teams weren't the best.
Right.
So yeah, to do what he did, man, I just probably one of my favorite clips is when him and Sharp are arguing on FS1. And then TG, he's not knocking his guys, but he starts listing all the quarterbacks he played with. And I was like, oh, man, that's The fact that he's bringing up those guys' names right now, it's like, oh yeah, I had to play with those guys, and I still put up numbers. So like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Leonard Hunter said, "Is Gronk overrated? No, he's not overrated. He's not. He's right there where he needs to be. Yeah, he's a great tight end. He is. He's a great tight end. He's not overrated. That's not the question.
He's a top 10, top 15 tight end all time.
Yeah, he's higher than that, right? Top 10 to 15. Now Gronk was right up there. I'll put Gronk probably top 5 for sure.
Oh, you would?
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised by Jason Witten's numbers. I didn't realize Jason Witten's numbers were that high.
Man, this sucker was catching a lot of balls, man. He's high in longevity. So
longevity, yeah, that would do it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of Gronk top 5 tight ends. Yeah, definitely. I mean, numbers, what he's able to do, I can't take that away from him.
So he's So Gronk's 6th all time in receiving yards. He's 10th all time in receptions and 3rd all time in touchdowns. So 6, 10, and 3. I mean, and that's not talking about what his prowess in blocking as well. On top of that, but on those numbers, yeah, 6, 10, and 3.
Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, and everybody's got their own list. Everybody's got their own list, man.
For sure.
I mean, so there's some bad boys that play tight end. I think you can take away from Sharp. When we had Al Saunders out here, Al Saunders, he's seen these guys play. He's watching these guys play now. And he still believes Kellen Winslow is the best tight end ever played the game.
Yeah. And also, too, for him, right, because he grew up, like, around watching these guys when he was, like, younger and stuff. So that also plays a role in it, too, as well, for some of the people who grew up watching some of these people. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the young kids now will say Kelce's the GOAT, but they never actually watched TG play,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like the LeBron versus MJ stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was a good question, Buck and Bob.
Great question. Shannon Sharp, yeah. Yeah, Sharp is up there.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, Sharp. Sharp is up there. Yeah.
Sharp, 5th in receiving yards, 5th in receptions, 8th in touchdowns. Vernon Davis numbers 7th all time in receiving touchdowns. Interesting. That kind of surprises me.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this Wednesday evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, talking about the offensive line, talking about tight end U, and of course Kareem Hunt. So a lot of goodies, a lot of good nuggets on the show tonight. And
yes, sir. Great, wonderful conversation. Everybody give yourself a hand for that one. Great time. And the chat was over here on fire. Chat was on fire, man. We appreciate it.
As always.
Yeah. I think, man, we'll get these conversations talking about it. And like you said, I don't want anybody's feelings to be hurt. I don't think, your decision and your opinion is what it is, right? It's just, hey, man. Oh, man, no, it ain't such a, hey, shoot. Go ahead, go with it. It's always, when you have a list, create a list, it's always, they're never the same. You're not always going to have the same consensus on each other's list, right? Somebody's going to have a little bit more, different reason why they like this guy, put this guy up here as opposed to, somebody else. And, you have every right to believe so. So, and then everybody brings up stats and all these different things and whatnot and these errors. And hey, you're right about that too. So good deal, man. Good deal. So appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Wednesday night, always a good time. We enjoy it. We appreciate it. Hey, listen, y'all have a great weekend. We're going to have a hopping time tomorrow and Friday for the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm going to send pictures, send these things out, some of these guys. So now it's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a real good time, Marcus. Man, appreciate it, my brother Buck and Bob. Thank you so much for the 10, the contribution. I didn't see it. I didn't hear a bell, no ding, 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 ding. I didn't hear that. Buck and Bob, you get one of those, man. Marcus.
Yeah. No, it was a question, so we kind of went right to the question, but appreciate the $10 contribution, Buck and Bob. Appreciate that.
Yeah. There you go. Deshaun Hammond said, tuning in late, but I'll rewatch for sure. I got caught up in the gym, man. Get that work in at the lab, baby. Get that work in. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's good. You said to catch up with it later.
He saw a thumbnail. He saw a thumbnail of you flexing in the thumbnail. So he was like, "Nah, I gotta hit the gym."
Let's get this thing going. So, all right. Listen, hey, we say bye to everybody with y'all. Appreciate you so much. G-Pick, my guy. Appreciate you so much. Buck and Bob, my guy. Good seeing you, man. Deshaun Hammonds. Hey, late. You got here right on time, brother. You get to come check us out at your own time. Appreciate you coming in, sticking your head in anyway. Nana Sherry, thank you so much. Chocolate starfish. What is that?
I think, like he said, everyone has one. I think it might be a metaphor.
Aha. When I read it, I was thinking, is that what she's saying? Nice one, Nana. I didn't like a starfish. That's funny. I'm like, is she saying what I think she's saying?
Yeah, I've never heard that one before, but yeah, I think it's a metaphor.
I'm going to use that one. Hold on. Shoot. There you go. Yeah. Chocolate starfish. I love it. Here we go. Thank you, Nana. Appreciate it. Justin the Way, man. Thank you so much, brother. Hearts and Roses. Good to see you, Hearts and Roses. Said G-Pick. Sandman, my guy. Good to see you in here. I'm the Brown. Thank you so much. Yeah, have a good week. About time. He said, like it. Opinions are like chocolate starfish. Everyone has one. About time said it up here. So, yeah, good. That's good. I appreciate it. About time. Love hearing about these things. Love and learning about it. Right. Sparkle Sports Cars. Hey, good day down there, mate. Thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate you so. And we'll see you next week. Greg Rose, my guy. Appreciate you, guy. Sasha, thank you so much, Sasha. Andrea Chenault, thank you, Andrea. Witchy Hall, like I said, once again, thank you so much, Sasha. I don't know if I said bye, but I'll tell you, Sasha, thank you as well. Justin Blackwell, Antonio Gates. Yeah, Gates is up there. Yeah, Gates is hell of a tight end. Hell of a tight end. I'm sure he might be up there in somebody's top 5 for sure. I guarantee Chargers fan definitely was.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's number 1 at touchdowns all the time. So.
Oh, yeah. It's like catching football. Bad boy, man. Let me see. Mark Bavaro, Ben Coates, some great tight ends. Great names right there. Let me see who else we got on here. Laura Zingser, thank you so much. Crystal Lee, appreciate you coming in, Crystal. Gary Holland, my guy. Good to see you, Gary, as always. But yeah, man, it's everybody's list is gonna be a little bit different, but you love what you love, right? That's what you do. You're supposed to provide for your guy. Stand on the table for him. Neff, good to see you, Neff. Love you. I'll give you a shout after this. Chiefs fan from Southern Cal, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Get well, get better. You know, he said he was hurt, right? He said he has been down for a little bit. So
yeah,
hey, man. Speedy healing to you, my brother. Let me see what else we got on here. Yeah, Wednesday nights is like one of those things. You know, I actually miss doing this thing on Friday.
You missed the Friday night show? Hey, I mean, in 2 months, it'll be here 2 months before we know it.
I know it. You know, be on Friday night. I got a show tonight. Susan's like, no. All right, sweetie. I got you.
Yeah, in 2 months, we got Monday, we got Wednesday, we got Friday, we got post-game shows. You guys are going to speak with us every night of the week, it seems like.
Yeah. So it's my turn. No, you don't. You tell Marcus, don't even think about it. Rich Cooper, good to see you, man. Let me see who else we have in here. Sid McBride, thank you, Sid McBride, for coming on too. As well.
I forgot our outro music too. We got it now.
Cool. Lonnie Pyramid came through. Good to see Lonnie Pyramid. Yeah, boy. Hannah was in here. Hannah kind of comes in and dips out. I love that. You know, hey, I'm here. Say what's up. Sit back and just listening to you all. It's good. Enjoy it. I'm trying to think. Who else? Stanley Mooney was in here too. Yeah, I see him. Stanley. Okay. Stu, look at Stu. Hello. What's up, Stu? Stu finally out of here, huh? You know we on here every Wednesday, man. Yeah, you already know to be in here, brother.
we're jumping off. He's jumping on.
Yeah. Hey, what y'all doing? Like, we better get off here, Stu. I'll give you a shout, brother. All right. Got some new things in, man. So, Stu, man, take care, man. I'll talk to you in a minute. Hey, listen, everybody, thank you so much. Y'all enjoy the weekend. Take care. God bless. Be good to each other the way we're supposed to be good. Treat everybody the way we're supposed to treat them. Mark's my brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, buddy. I hope we have a good time at the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame, man.
Thank you. All right.
Send pictures so we can post and make sure you talk to Trevathan and Michael Bush about coming on the show this year.
I got you. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do, man. So for sure, we're gonna get that thing happening. All right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all later next week. All right. Y'all be safe.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.